Well, hello everybody and welcome to another edition of Retro Rewind. Today I'm going to take a look at the very first computer that I had when I was 12. It's not a computer that the average person had at that age, I don't think. A lot of people either had the BBC Micros, Acorns or the Commodores, but my parents saw it in a local electricity shop and thought I would like that type of computer. But before I go into telling you what the computer was, I just thought I'd show you a clip from 1985 on a TV programme called ITV Data Base, which took a look at the computer just before it came out, and there's also a review of it by Sir Clive Sinclair. So I shall play that clip now.
We've got some well-known electronic names here. Here's one by Canon. There's a JVC. This is a Mitsubishi. This is a Sanyo.
Have you guessed what the machine is yet?
There is a Toshiba, and this one is from Hitachi. They are part of a group of 17 different machines from 17 manufacturers, where, although the machines themselves look rather different one from another, they all have one thing in common. 3 letters. MSX. MSX stands for the operating system on which they all work. Now
I feel that the quality of software.
Does anybody recognise this person?
Is far short
of course,
what's
it's Bill
possible
Gates.
And what's necessary to be able to go out to someone and say, yes, you should buy a computer and use it in your home. Frankly, the home market isn't tapped. We're still only selling to the people who are curious or worried that their kid might fall behind. And we have to encourage innovation in the most important area, which is the software area. And MSX is an incredible aid to that.
Does the introduction of MSX, in your view, represent a move towards very many fewer computers using fewer systems?
How right he was.
Yes, that's absolutely the key to MSX. There's, it's kind of what we call Tower of Babel, where you end up with a lot of software instead of a few very, very good focused packages that really sell in high volume. Everyone agrees that there will be fewer computer standards. And in the U.S. market at the high end, the so-called IBM PC compatibles are reducing the amount of variety there. In the very low end, MSX will reduce the amount of variety. Instead of all these MSX manufacturers having different machines, they all have compatible machines. It's going to be integrated.
Well now, here at the computer fair at Earl's Court and watching that item on MSX with me, Sir Clive Sinclair. Sir Clive, MSX, is it music to your ears or does it represent a significant commercial threat?
Certainly not a commercial threat to us. I mean, it's quite clear what's happened here. Japan and America have both, strangely as it may seem, failed to do anything like as well as Britain in the personal computer business. They've suffered very badly from this. The Japanese companies, Sony and many others, have tried again and again to enter the British market and succeed here. They've tried again and again to enter the American market and succeed there. They haven't done very well there. So they've got together to try and form a common standard. They've had that common standard in Japan now for a year or so, hence all these computers. But what should be realized is that all those companies together, all of them, throughout Japan, make fewer computers than Sinclair Research on its own.
At the moment, but surely the threat comes when people start going into their high street electrical stores and seeing well-known names, the Sanyos, the Sonys, the Toshibas, offering computers next door to their accepted electrical goods.
Fine, yes, it's like, but what happens is this, it's just as if all the car manufacturers have got together and said, let's all have the same engine, the same gearbox, the same axle, and let's use the one that was designed 5 years ago. Won't that be great, you know? Nobody will have to bother about it, you know, they'll all take the same spare parts. But it'll be a 5-year-old car and they'll all be the same.
So yes, you guessed it, I had a Toshiba HX10 MSX. That was my very first computer. I had it for many years. It was an absolute brilliant computer. I can remember my mother buying it and bringing it home, and we couldn't play it until my father got home from work because it came with 2 plugs and a screwdriver to attach the plugs, and nobody knew how to attach the plugs, so we had to wait for my dad to come home from work to attach the plugs so we could play it. Then we all sat round it looking at it, not wanting to break it, because in those days it was something totally different having a personal computer in the house. I'm now going to show you a game that I played for hours and hours and hours. It came with the machine. It was called Breakout. It was made by Toshiba. It features the Toshiba man, if you can remember the Toshiba man from the adverts. Hello Tosh, got a Toshiba. I did try and look for the advert on YouTube, but I can't find it, unfortunately. There was one for MSX, but I've never seen it since 1985, since it was on the telly originally. So I'll now show you the MSX and my favourite game that I played for hours. So as you can see, when the system used to boot up, it used to come up with copyright 1983 by Microsoft. This was the very first computer I ever had, and this is what I learned to program BASIC on. So, just to have a mess, I tried one of the first programs I ever learned, and I'm sure you were all the same. I'll just type it in now. Especially for those of you who used BASIC in the time, which I'm sure it is quite a lot of you, especially the ones who can remember the BASIC system. This basically asks you what your name is and prints hello to your name. I'll see if I can remember. See if this is what it. See, remember if it works. This will be a test. Going back all those years. See if it works. What is your name? Dave. Hello, Dave. That takes me back a long time to when I was a teenager. Used to use the command load cas R or blowed cas R or clode. There was quite a few of them. Breakout. There you go. Breakout, the great computer adventure by Toshiba. And there we have the man. And the really annoying music. You'll get to hate this music after a while, especially when you move between each level or each stage of the game. So press F1 to play with joystick. And my man should walk across, that is the Toshiba man, and climb into the MSX. And this happens every time you move between levels. He falls through all this basic programming language inside the machine, because the point of the game was to walk around inside the machine and try and turn all the flags, which was a computer term, turn them all on, so you could escape the computer. And there's a flag there at the bottom of the screen to move along. But they used to be so annoying that sometimes you could catch them and they wouldn't flip over to the number one. And then, as you'll see in a minute, you used to get struck by lightning from the capacitors and other things like that. The hours I spent playing this. Up there you go. There's the electricity zapping me. There was also another game that came with the MSX, which was called Checkmate, which was a chess game. I remember playing that for quite some time as well. I think that learned me how to play chess basically, because I'd never played chess before that. The biggest memory I've got about the MSX was the fact that there was hardly any software available for it in the shops. So it wasn't like today where you've got big computer shops like Game or Game Station. This is where you move between the levels, going through the circuit board. You can see the ZX8 chip on the left hand side. Yeah, going back to, I'll wait till the music starts because it starts playing quite loud.